Hi everyone, this is a demo of 16x Eval on running evaluations that involve images. So the first step to running an evaluation with images would be to import the prompt and the context. So for this case, our context will be an image. To be more specific, let's use a photo that I took recently on my trip to Japan. You can see this photo is quite interesting. So we're just gonna drag and drop that into our context library. And for the prompt, I've written a prompt for this task, which is to describe what happened in the image. So I think this will test the model's capability in terms of understanding the image. So once we have the prompt and the context, we can create a new evaluation. Let's create a new experiment just for the image analysis. We can select our prompt from the library and then select the context. So now our prompt and context are both populated. We can now select the models. So once we select a context that involves images, the models will automatically filter out the models that don't support images. So you can see here we only have the models that support images. Let's just select 3 models and then click run. So this is going to send the same prompt and image to all 3 models and then get back the result. Once we have the result, there are 2 ways to evaluate this output. So the first way is to use an evaluation function. I've already created an evaluation function for this specific use case. You can see that it just involves checking the output against a certain set of strings. So in this case, we're actually expecting the model to understand that this photo is taken on an airplane and involves air pressure, altitude, and other things. So we want to use this set of strings to evaluate the output, to see if the output actually contains the strings that we want. So let's go ahead and select this particular evaluation function. And you can see that immediately we have a score. GPT 4.1 has a score of 5 out of 6. That means the output actually matched 5 terms out of the 6 terms, which is a good sign. Right? And then on the other hand, Cloud 3.7 Sonnet only matched 2 terms. So it's a bad response that doesn't understand the physics that happened. The second way to rate would be to rate them manually. So we can just go ahead and enter a rating for each one of them. So in this way, we can use a human feedback for rating. Another cool thing that we can do is to customize the columns. So let's say we want to understand which model gives us the fastest output. We can actually disable some of the columns and then enable other things like the speed. So once we have the speed enabled, we can see that actually Cloud 3.7 Sonnet is the fastest, but unfortunately it gives us a bad result. So you can kind of compare the different models in terms of what you care about. Let's say you also care about the output tokens. You can see that which one gives you the most or the least number of tokens. Let's say that we have these 3 models and the new model came out. We want to evaluate whether the new model performed well on this task. It's very easy to do it in 16x Eval. You can just create a variation of the evaluation. So this will populate the prompt, the context, and the model. And then you can simply select a new model that came out to perform the same task. And of course, 16x Eval supports dark mode. So that's all for the demo of 16x Eval on image task. You can download 16x Eval on this website eval.16x.engineer. Thank you everyone.